The this is in what do you call that church? It's Brother River Church, something like that. Anyway,
Yeah, I know. He's a liberal priest.
right.
He lost a lot of parishioners for his statements lately. But he goes along with that nutcase of a mayor who tried to subpoena sermons because they were talking about homosexuals as not being part of the church type of thing. And she's a lesbian, so that's what that is. You also have Mary Landrieu saying that the reason why the Southerners don't like Obama and her is because they're racist and sexist. and then you got the Democrats sending cards to people in Georgia and in North Carolina and elsewhere, saying that if you vote Republican, you're going to end up being you're going to end up getting hung up like the KKK, or you're going to get shot like in Ferguson with the hands in the air, and that type of stuff.
Right.
It's just a race card. These people, if I was a black person in the black community, I'd be insulted by them using things that get votes. It's downgrading, it's sewer garbage, and it's an insult. And nobody in the black community should be voting for any Democrat with that, because they're belittling them. Better than that.
Right.
And that's what it is. If you see this type of race card type promotions to try and get people to vote for a particular candidate, it's time to go the other way.
Right. Right. It's going downright scary too as well, because we have all these people who have no clue about any kind of moral values, because we're not teaching moral values in the schools anymore. We should, and then you got Joel Osteen, his church, we got this guy telling that Obama is doing a great job. He's a man of faith, man of God. It tells you where these people really are, doesn't it, Joe Goldner?
Yeah, it does. And it lights up the people. And people everyone in our listening audience should really take a step back and see the trees before the forest. This is idiotic what's going on in this country in elections. I don't care what party it is. It is idiotic. They are using one person against another to try and create uproar so that people come to the polls.
Right.
Using falsehoods, inciting riots. If you want to follow history, then it goes back to the black community. There's two things you should look under. Look. I'm talking to everyone in the country, not just the black in this case. But if you're in the black community, look under who in history, go back into the 1850s and find out who actually was responsible for the KKK, and follow the history all the way to present day, and you'll see time and time again the Democratic Party is tied to it. They're the ones that formed the KKK. They're the ones that funded it. They're the ones that recruited, and even had Robert Byrd used to be a majority leader, and he used to have the KKK at one time. So, and it goes back to Al Gore and everything else. Plus, go look under Planned Parenthood. Find out who formed and discovered Planned Parenthood.
Right.
That person is Margaret Sanger. Margaret Sanger formed Planned Parenthood not to help women's rights, but for abortion, and to abort black babies in particular. Because in her own words, she wants to eliminate the black population. What do you think why 75% of all Planned Parenthood offices are located in black communities? That is the sole reason.
Yeah.
Now wake up. I'm telling you, wake up. Stop looking around. Everyone has the ability in this country to do something with their lives. To dream, to follow their dreams, work hard, become successful. Nothing will hold you down. But in this case, you're being held down by the people that you vote, the Democratic Party, because if you follow your dreams and become successful, you will lose the free cell phone. You will lose all the food stamps, stuff like that. But you know what? You could buy, when you become successful, you could buy 100 times more than what you're getting with food stamps and everything else. You could own a better cell phone. You could buy a better iPad. You could buy a better TV set. You could go on vacations. You can do all that stuff, and you earn. What's great about it, you earned it. You're not taking from other people's money to do this. You your own, and it feels a lot better than from taking from others to protect you.
Right.
And once you get that, and you learn how to fish for yourself instead of having others to fish for you, you're going to see that the sky is the limit, and you're not limited in nature in any way. And that's what the Democrats are scared of. And that's why they're trying to hold you down, because they know once you get better in life and improve your situation, you don't need them, and they lose a vote. And that's the whole deal of the Democratic Party. And that's why a lot of blacks are starting to wake up. It's time for all of them to wake up and start voting not the D, but for what your best interests are. And that's to improve yourself and your family and the quality of life. And the only way to do that is to vote for the best candidate, no matter what party it is. And I don't mean vote for the D for the handout. I'm talking about voting for the candidate who's going to be able to fight for you and to uplift you and to become successful in life. And most of the time, it's 9 times out of 10, it's going to be the Republican. Because that's what they believe. That's the nature, and that's why we're going in that direction. That's why Scott Walker's doing good. That's why Rick Perry's doing great in Texas. That's why
Nikki Haley
improved Florida, turned it around, and became the second fastest growing state in the country.
Right.
These are the reasons why it's done. People understand that limited government gives you more resources than big government that takes away your resources.
Right, don't forget, we got Bobby Jindal and we got Nikki Haley, too. Bobby Jindal and...
Nikki Haley, you got a lot of stuff. And you got to do, and you understand what to do. And the less government there is, the more freedom you have. And the more freedom you have, the more likelihood you become successful. Because you don't need to have somebody hold your hand from